The Maid's Revenge, Act 5, Scene 1. At Vero, a room in Villarezo's house, enters Sebastianum. Sebastian, my friend, my noble friend that had deserved most honorably for me, by his hand divorced from life, and yet I have the use on it. Hapless Sebastiana, oh, Barinthia, let me forever lose the name of brother. Wilt thou not curse my memory? Give me up to thy just hate, a murderer. Enter Villarezo. Villarezo, ha, this must not be, Sebastian. I shall be angry if you throw not off this melancholy. It does ill become you. Do you repent your duty? Were the action again presented to be done by thee, and being done again should challenge from thee a new performance, thou wouldst shew no blood of Villarezo's, if thou didst not run to act it, though all horror, death, and vengeance dogged thee at thy heels. Come, I am thy father. Value my blessing, and for other peace, out to the king, let me no more see the cloudy. Enter Diego and Costabella dressed like a page. Diego, that was his father. Costabella, no more. Farewell. Be all silence. Costabella, sir. Sebastian, he's newly gone that way. May I soon overtake him. Costabella, my business points at you, sir. Sebastian, at me. What news? Thou hast a face of horror. More welcome speaker, Costabella. If your name be Don Sebastiano, sir, I have a token from a friend. Sebastiano, I have no friend alive, boy. Carry it back. 'Tis not to me. I have not another friend in all the world. Costabella, he that hath sent you, sir, this gift did love you. You'll say yourself he did. Sebastiano, ha, name him prithee. Costabella, the friend I came from was Antonio. Sebastiano, thou liest, and thou art a villain. Who has sent thee to tempt Sebastian's soul to act on thee another death for thus affrighting me, Costabella. Indeed, I do not mark, nor come to affright you. Heaven knows, my heart, I know Antonio's dead, but 'twas a gift he in his life designed to you, and I brought it. Sebastian, thou dost not promise cozenage. What gift is it, Costabella? It is myself, sir. While Antonio lived, I was his boy, but never did boy lose so kind a master. In his life, he promised, who bestowed me, so much was his love to my poor merit, on his dearest friend, and named you, sir, if heaven should point you out to overlive him, for he knew you would love me the better for his sake. Indeed, I'll be very honest to you, and refuse no service to procure your love and good opinion to me. Sebastian, can it be thou wert his boy? Oh, thou shouldst hate me then, thou false, I dare not trust thee. To him thou shewest thee now unfaithful, to accept of me. I killed my master, to was a friend. He would commit thee to, I only was of all the stock of men his enemy, his cruelest enemy. Costabella, indeed, I am sure it was. He spoke all truth, and he had lived to have made his will. I know he had bequeathed me as a legacy to be your boy. Alas, I am willing, sir, to obey a minute. He had laid on me command to have mingled with his sacred dust my unprofitable blood. It should have been a most glad sacrifice. It had been honored to have done him such a duty, sir. I know you did not kill him with a heart of malice, but in contention with your very soul to part with him. Sebastian, all is as true as oracle. By heaven, dost thou believe so? Costabella, indeed I do, Sebastian, yet be not rash. 'Tis no advantage to belong to me. I have no power nor greatness in the court to raise thee to a fortune worthy of so much observance as I shall expect when thou art mine. Costabella, all the ambition of my thought shall be to do my duty, sir. Sebastian, besides, I shall afflict thy tenderness with solitude and passion, for I am only in love with sorrow, never merry. Wear out the day in telling of sad tales, delight in sighs and tears. Sometimes I walk to wood or river, purposely to challenge the boldest echo, to send back my groans. At the height I break them. Come, I shall undo thee. Costabella, sir, I shall be most happy to bear part in any of your sorrows. I never had so hard a heart, but I would shed a tear to bear my master company. Sebastian, I will not leave thee, if thou wilt dwell with me, for the wealth of Indies be my loved boy. Come in with me. Thus I'll begin to do some recompense for dead Antonio. Scene 2. Another room in the same. Enter Barinthia. Barinthia, so I would dare my fortune to be cruel, and like a mountainous piece of earth that sucks the balls of hot artillery, I will stand and weary all the gunshot. Oh, my soul, thou hast been too long icy. Alps of snow have buried my whole nature, so now turn element of fire and fill the air with bearded comments, threatening death and horror for my wronged innocence, condemned and disgraced, nay, murdered for with Antonio. My breath expired, and I but borrow this to court revenge for justice, if there be these furies which do wait on desperate men, as some have thought, and guide their hands to mischief. Come from the womb of night, assistant maid, ambitious to be a monster like you, I will not dread your shapes. I am disposed to be at a friendship with you, and want not but your black aid to steal it. She walks aside Aaron Montenegro and Silva at Montenegro. First I'll lock up thy tongue and tell thee my honorable meaning. So gives her gold. To tell you the truth is a love powder. I had it of the brave doctor, which I would have thee to sugar thy lady's cup withal for my sake. Will do it. And if I marry her, thou shalt find me a noble master, should be my chief gentlewoman. In ordinary, keep thy body loose, and thou shalt want no gown, I warn thee. Well, do it. So, my lord, I think my lady is much taken with your worth already, so that this will be superfluous. Montenegro, nay, I think she has cause enough, but I have a great mind to make an end on it. To tell you true, there are half a dozen about me, but I'd rather she would have me than another, and my blood has grown too boisterous for my body. That's another thing. So if that will do it, and so thou will do thy lady good service, and live in the favor of Count Montenegro. I'll make thy children kin to me if thou will do it. Silva, I'm your honor's handmaid. But Montenegro, here's a diamond. Prithee wear it. Be not modest. And Silva, 'tis done, my lord. Urge it no further. Montenegro, but be secretive for my honor's sake. We great men do not love to have our actions laid open to the broad face of the world. I'll get thee with child and marry thee to a knight, my brave, and Silva take the first opportunity. And so if there be any virtue in the powder, prepare to meet your wishes, my noble lord. Montenegro, thy Count Montenegro, expect to be a lady. Berenthia. And Silva, madam. Berenthia, nay, you need not hide it. I heard the conference and know the virtue of the power. Let me see it, or I'll discover all. She gives the power to Berenthia, who changes the pocket. No, keep thy body loose, and thou shalt want no gown. There is no end to the play on a loose body gown or ancient dramatist. Shakespeare found it in the old play of Taming the Shrew. It was probably even then familiar to the stage. So I'm undone. Berenthia, no, here, take it again. I'll not prevent my sister's happiness and the Count's desire. I'm no telltale good, and so will give her heaven succeed the operation. I beg it on my knee. Fear not, and so I am all silence. And so indeed, madam, then she shall have it presently. Scene 3. Another room in the same. Enter Sebastiano and Castabella. Castabella, sir, the opportunity I used to comfort you be held a fall, and that I keep not distance of a servant laid upon my love indeed, if it be an error, springs out of my due. Sebastian, prithee, boy, be patient. The more I strive to throw off the remembrance of dead Antonio, love still rubs the wounds to make them bleed fresh. Castabella, alas, they are past. Bind up your own for honor's sake, and shew love to yourself. Pray not to not lose your reason, to make your grief so fruitless. I procured some music, sir, to quiet those sad thoughts that make such a war within you. Sebastian, alas, boy, it will but add more weights of dullness on me. I'm stung with worse than the tarantula to be cured with music, thus in the exactest unity, but I cannot accord my thoughts, Castabella, sir. This your couch seems to invite you to a small repose. Oh, I beseech you, taste, I will beg a little leave to sing. Sing, Sebastiano throws himself on the couch and falls asleep. Enter Berenthia behind. Sweet sleep charm his sad senses and gentle thoughts that follow your flowing numbers here and round about, hover celestial angels with your wings, that none offend his quiet. Sleep begins to cast his nest over me too. I obey and dream on him that dreams not what I am. Berenthia, nature doth wrestle with me, but revenge doth arm my love against it. Justice is above all tie of blood. Sebastian, thou art the first shall tell Antonius ghost how much I loved him. Stabs him. Castabella awakes in a fright and rushes out. Sebastian, oh, stay thy hand, Berenthia. Oh, thou was dumb. I wish thee heaven's forgiveness. I cannot tarry to hear thy reasons. At many doors my life runs out, and yet Berenthia doth in her name give me more wounds than these. Antonio, oh, Antonio, we shall now be friends again. Berenthia is dead, and yet I live, but not to fall. Lost than a constellation. More flames must make up the fire that Berenthia and her revenge must bathe in. Enter Catalina, hailing and Silva by the hair. Catalina, Sebastian, his sister, and Silva, murder. Catalina, there's a wildfire in my bowels. Sure, I'm poisoned. Berenthia, ha ha. Catalina, help me to tear, and Silva, I am poisoned by the Count in this fury. Berenthia, ha, Catalina, do you laugh? Hellcat, Berenthia, yes, Queen of Al, to see thee sink in the glory of thy hoped for bliss, but art thou sure thou art poisoned it? Silva, nay, I have my part, I did but sip, my belly swells too. Call you this love powder? Count Montenegro hath poisoned us both. Berenthia, you are a pair of witches, and because I'll keep the potion working, you know you are both poisoned by me, Berenthia. For being thus tormented with my wrongs, I armed myself with all provision for my revenge, and had in readiness that faithful poison which I had the opportunity put upon Aunt Silva for the exchange. Oh, the amorous power of fools! My soul ravished thyself with the laughter collusion, my eldest devil sister. Does the heat offend your stomach? Note, Hellcat. Copy here. The reader may probably think the better word, collusion. The old copy reads pollution, a word for which I have no authority but that of Goodman Dahl. I have little confidence in the emendation, but can think of nothing more near the text. Perhaps the word meant was politician. Troth, charity, little charity, the only antidote that's cold enough. Look here, Sebastian, now horror strike thy soul. Due's fearless heart, I sent this Bernard for Antonio's death, and if that piece of thy damnation and Silva had not done it, I meant to have revenge with the same point upon thy breast. By due survey, and this brave prevention, sleep, Antonio's ashes, and now the marble chest to take Berinthia to mingle with his dust. Stabs herself. Catalina, I have not so much heart as to curse must I die. Re-enter Castabella, Villarezo, Montenegro, and attendants. Castabella, here, my lord. Alas, he's dead. My Sebastiana, Villarezo, Catalina, I'm poisoned. Villarezo, ha, defend good heaven by whom? Silva, I am poisoned too. Villarezo, rack not my soul. Amazement, 'tis a dream, sure. And Silva, your love power hath poisoned us, but Montenegro, what will become of me now? I would hang to be out of my pain. By this flesh, as I am account, I bought it off the doctor for good love powder. But, madam, I hope you are not poisoned in earnest, Catalina. The devil on your fool ship. Oh, I must walk the dark foggy way that spits fire and brimstone. No physic to restore me. Send for Sharkino, a cooler. There's a mirth forged in my belly, and the devil blows the bellows. No water. Berinthia has poisoned me. I sink by my own engine. I must hence. Farewell. Will you let me die so? Confusion, torment, death, hell. Montenegro, I am glad with all my heart that Berinthia has poisoned her. Yet, Berinthia, oh, it becomes thee. Bravely hear me, sir. Antonio's death and my dishonors now have just revenge. I stabbed Sebastian and poisoned my sister. Oh, but they made too soon the fury of me. Split the patience from its dreadful breach. Came these consuming fires, your passions, fruitless, my soul is reeling forth. I know not whither, O Father, my heart weeps tears for you, I die, O Seam. But Maid's revenge with her own tragedy dies. Catalina Silva, O thou dull wretch, how on thy cursed weakness thou gavest me the poison by thy breath, hold a gentleman usher to support me. I am gone, the poison now hath torn my heart in pieces. Well, as I am planned, struck a direful tragedy, and I have no part in it. How do you like it, huh? What was not done to the life? They are my own children. This was my eldest girl. This Berinthia, the tragedian, whose love by me resisted, was mother of all this horror. And there's my boy, too, that slew Antonio valiantly and fell under his sister's rage. What art thou, boy? Castabella. I'll tell you now, I am no boy, but hapless Castabella's sister to the slain Antonio. I had hoped to have some recompense by Sebastiana's love. For your sake, in disguise, I thus adventured to purchase it, but death hath ravaged us, and here I bury all my joys on earth. No, like breath, old copy reads, I lick earth. Montenegro, sweet lady, here is Count Montenegro alive to be your servant. Castabella, hence all greatness. Villarezo, were you a friend of Sebastiana then? Castabella, I'll give you testimony. Villarezo, no, I believe you. But thou canst not be, my daughter. 'Tis false. He lies that says Berinthia was author of their deaths. 'Twas Villarezo, father, wretched curiosity, dead. Castabella, I will leave the world too, for I mean to spend the poor remainder of my days in some religious house, married to heaven, and holy prayers for Sebastian's soul, my lost brother. Villarezo, will you so? Castabella, I pray like Castabella have the honor to enshrine his bones, and when my breath expires, for sorrow promiseth I shall not live to see more sons. Let me be buried by him as near as may be possible. Then death our dust must meet. Oh, my Sebastian, thy wounds are mine. Villarezo, come, I am armed. Take up their bodies, Castabella. You are not chief mourner here. He was my son. Remember that. Berinthia first, she was the youngest. Put her in the pit hole first, then Catalina. Strew flowers enough upon them, for they were maids. Now, Sebastian, take him up gently. He was all the sons I had. Now march. Come, you and I are twins. This day's unhappiness. We'll march together. Follow close. We'll overtake them softly, and as we go, we'll dare our fortune for another woe. Exit. Villarezo, Castabella, and Montenegro, attendants bearing the bodies before them. The end.